Guys, how's it going? And welcome to another video on the channel. Today we have Premier League Game Week 3 predictions, and I nearly said 4. I'm joined by Philip again.
No, but Dave's here.
Alright, so Dave, are we with Dave?
Well, go on, pussy destroyers.
Smoke weed every day.
Before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel because for the last 3 weeks we've uploaded the Premier League predictions. When it comes around we will have Champions League and Europa League predictions as well, so subscribe and smack my bell flags.
So I look like a librarian in reverse. The first game on Game Week 3 is Brighton versus Manchester United. Manchester United, as we speak, are playing in the Carabao Cup.
Yes.
Bollocks, wrong thing. Against Luton. And Bruno Fernandes didn't score a penalty because he was
Juan Mata scored a penalty.
Yeah. I don't know what the score of that game is.
It's
I think it was 1-0. Yeah. Brighton played and beat Newcastle 3-0. Neil Maupay getting a brace, if I can remember correctly.
Yes.
Kind of knocked the confidence of Newcastle, considering that they won their first game of the season anyway. If we want to talk about Manchester United's start of the Premier League season, it will be summed up in the photo of Donny van der Beek that was trending on Twitter. Yeah, not the best of starts, getting smacked 3-1 by Crystal Palace. Wilfried Zaha going to absolute town on David Moyes' fucking thoughts. Yeah. In terms of a score prediction for this game, I'm going to go with a 1-1. I don't think Manchester United are going to hit form. And Brighton, would they take this as a dub? I think Brighton may think so. That Manchester United might be there for the taking.
Brighton completely overperformed, you could say. I had them to win, to lose last week against Newcastle after they lost to Chelsea. I just don't see them as a threat really. But like Philip said, last week Man United, they've started poor. And I'm also going with a draw. I think it's going to continue. I think Brighton have a lot of confidence. Man United, they're playing a decent team in the cup this week, so maybe a bit of tiredness or whatever. It's the start of the season, so I doubt it. And I'm going for a Desmond. Expect goals. You have to expect goals after the last 2 weeks. I think there's 44 goals on the weekend just gone, which is the most in the Premier League weekend. So I expect goals, and we're starting off with 4 here. Moving on to Crystal Palace versus Everton. Palace and Everton both had good showings on the weekend. Palace winning 3-1, Everton winning 5-2. Calvert-Lewin getting a hat-trick, Rodriguez tearing arseholes. Iwobi done fantastic when he came on, totally showed his worth of 40 million quid. Crystal Palace, it's a case of will they continue. They've won both their opening games, they have. Zaha's on form, Calvert-Lewin's on form, Rodriguez is on form. Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. It's going to be a tricky game. I'm just edging Everton because of their class. I think they're going to be a real push for top 6 this season, or even top 4. And I'm going with a 2-1
Toffees
win.
I see it in a similar vein to what Aaron sees it. This is an incredibly close game. I think the goals are going to come in the second half of the game, and I think 2 of them will go towards Everton, and 1 will go for Crystal Palace.
So 2-1 Everton.
2-1 Everton, yeah.
Up the Toffees.
Please, Hannes, I'll put you in my fantasy team. In the next game, we head over to somewhere in the country. Don't actually know where West Brom is located. They are taking on Chelsea. Chelsea obviously lost to Liverpool. Kepa with an absolute stinker of a performance.
Howler.
Really. Is Edouard Mendy is his name?
Yeah,
I think
he'll probably go straight in. It could
in.
be done by the time this goes up.
Yeah, he probably will be, to be fair. When they fell off a fucking stool. West Brom haven't got any points yet. Are -6 goal difference, I'd like to say.
I think it's -8.
Oh, okay. They didn't actually play that badly against.
No.
I can't remember who it was.
Everton.
It was, yeah, it was. They played quite well against Everton. That Pereira free kick was very nice. I liked that very much.
But Oxlade-Chamberlain got sent off.
Yeah, yeah. So I think their run of no points is going to continue as they're going to narrowly lose to a Chelsea team that's in a bit of a weird position because they've spent lots of money. So far, they've been very below average as to what people expected them to be. But at the same time, it's only 2 games in, 3 games in. So I don't know what to think about them. And I want someone to have no points still.
So what is the score?
I said, didn't I? 1-0. 1-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, when I was looking at the fixtures, I knew Chelsea played West Brom, but I thought it was at Stamford Bridge. It's not. I did contemplate a couple of score lines. I did contemplate a 3-2 Chelsea. If
You're going with a West Brom winner, aren't you?
If you're a Chelsea fan or anyone in Chelsea, you have to pick up points here. Havertz has absolutely stunk it up. Kane has more assists than Havertz has completely dribbled
Fucking that's hot, mate.
together.
I've just got a bit of burning plastic on me fucking finger. Ah! Again! Don't play with fire.
So Kane has more assists than Havertz has completed dribbles and passes. West Brom, as Philip said, they played well against Everton. Gibbs got sent off. Chelsea, you have to pick.
It's alright, we'll give the big man Barislav Ivanovic his debut.
But Chelsea, I think this is a good opportunity for Werner to get going in the league. And I do think Chelsea are going to win. I'm going with the 3-1 Chelsea win. I was contemplating maybe a whitewash or a 3-0 or a 3-2. I think West Brom are capable of scoring if Kepa plays, and Chelsea's defence isn't the best because Thiago Silva is still not going to play, but even with him, he's 35.
Do you think Frank Lampard, if things keep going along this path...
No, I don't think he'll be sacked.
I don't think he will either. But do you think he should get sacked?
No. I think he's done... last year, with what he had, he done very, very well.
He done all right, definitely.
I think... Because when they played Liverpool, it was just a case of Kepa being shit.
Yeah, true, very true. I've seen a few Chelsea fans, I think anyway, online saying, you know, that he shouldn't be the right man for the job. And
knowing Chelsea,
whatever,
they will. It wouldn't be a shock if they do sack him. Right, so the next game is Burnley being very tough at Turf Moor for Danny Ings' Southampton. Burnley lost 4-2 to Leicester. Haven't watched it, haven't watched any highlights, just know the scoreline. And Southampton, I'd say undeservingly lost 5-2, only the scoreline. I think they deserve to lose because of how Spurs played, but the scoreline I think flatters Spurs a bit because nobody is talking about how Spurs were in the first half. The first half could have easily been 3-2 to Southampton if you count all the offside goals. Turf Moor is a tough place to go. I'm going with a 1-1 draw because Southampton haven't got the best record at Turf Moor. I would have gone with Southampton win because of how they played in the first half against Spurs. But maybe altering, they had such a high line, it just allowed Son in behind. So that's what I mean. I think the scoreline has flattered Spurs a bit.
I've gone with the same thing for the same reason. I looked up their results against Southampton and Burnley's results, and I saw that Southampton don't like winning there. But I think they're too good to lose to Burnley. So the logical thing would be a draw there. So now we head over to a derby in Yorkshire. Sheffield United going up against Leeds United. Sheffield United, second season syndrome maybe?
Yes.
I don't know. They just let Ravel Morrison go to Adu Den Haag. That's how the glue's come unstuck, really.
No, you know what's going to come unstuck? The fact that McGoldrick was on the streets in lockdown.
Sheffield United obviously on the receiving end of an L against Aston Villa. Why are you losing to Aston Villa, man? And Leeds obviously won a game against the club. So yeah, this is a derby game that I didn't really know was a derby. I won't lie, I don't know stuff. And I think this game is going to be a 2-1 victory to Leeds United. Because marching on together.
Yes, I'm also going with 2 goals for Leeds, but I'm going with no goals for Sheffield United because I think Leeds They've started very well. They're going to carry on very well until they play Man City next week.
Will Chris Wilder finish the season in charge?
No, because Eddie Howe's going to go there. Or Big
Bold
Sam.
claim.
That's a Big Sam move.
I think he'll like that. Do anyone in the Sheffield area know any good bakeries?
Or Greg's.
Greg's is a bakery, you fucking idiot.
Smoke weed every day.
Moving on to Tottenham versus Newcastle. As I've said earlier, I think Spurs winning has flattened Spurs. Let me try that again. I think Spurs winning 5-2 has flattened Spurs. Obviously there was 3 disallowed goals, so technically it was 7-3. Kane should have had a hat-trick.
Hang on, are you saying flattered or are you saying flattened?
Flattened.
Why is there flattened?
Because it's. Do you not get what I mean by it?
No, not a clue.
So like, the scoreline doesn't suggest what the game was.
I
So it's
swear.
flattened us.
Flattened us.
Yeah. Flattered us.
Flattered us? You're saying flattened us? It sounds like it.
Sun scored 4, but quite simply because of Southampton's high line. And Newcastle, they lost to Brighton, which I don't think the majority of fans saw coming. We didn't. I'm only going with a 2-1 Spurs win because we're going to a country in Europe on Thursday. We got the privilege of not playing today because of Orient's COVID cases. And Newcastle last year absolutely shithoused a 1-0 win. And fucking Joe Linton, if he plays, it's game over. Because half of his goals were scored in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That's how much of a clinical striker he is. Yeah, only a 2-1 Spurs win. I think maybe a rotated side. We could see Reguilón's debut. Maybe a rotated midfield bit. We've got loads of games. Like we play Thursday, we play Sunday, then we play Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday again. So it's all fucking up in the air. But a 2-1 Spurs win. I don't think we can overwork ourselves because of our fixture congestion. And Jose wants every trophy under the sun, which isn't a bad thing. Just now, it worries me because Newcastle, Chelsea, Rostov, Man United. Fuck, we play Man United next week.
Just quickly before I go on to my thoughts on this game, you mentioned it a little bit earlier. I thought it'd be rude not to mention it considering someone's childhood featured a predominant player. And that predominant player has now come back into your life. How are you feeling about Gareth Bale coming back? Do you think he's going to be as good as he was? Do you think he can still do a job for you where he fits in?
We played Southampton. Son and Kane linked up. Everything happened after Lucas went off. Bale's gone under the radar at Real Madrid. He's done so much for that fucking club. 4 Champions Leagues, think that speaks for itself.
We all remember the overhead kick.
Yes. Obviously growing up, every time I scored playing football, it was the heart celebration. Now when he whips that back out, I might just get on 2 knees and copy him, not because of any other reason, dirty cunts. So yes, I'm a bit happy. Bale was back, and I wasn't like I cancelled my Spurs membership because of the COVID situation. But as soon as we're allowed back in, come May, it seems like at this fucking rate, I'll be buying that. I'll get in the shirts quite simply because of him. So it's different for me because I grew up with Bale. He's the one that projectiled to the level. He projectiled Spurs to the level of consistently qualifying for Europa League and challenging the top 4 situation. He left, we dipped off a bit, now we're back up to standard and he's come back to us. It seems like some sort of fucking love story, and Bale's back, man. And Reguilón, it can't go unnoticed, he's a quality left back. I only watched him once last season in the Europa League final, but he played well. Actually I watched him against Wolves, but he played well then. So we've got a team building. Fabrizio's given us the Milan Skriniar negotiation thing that's meant to be going on, so Ndombele, Lo Celso, Højbjerg coming together. It's all cushy at the minute, and Bale, Son, Kane does different things to me.
I shall say what I think about this game. I think enough's really been said. I'll just give my score prediction. I think the Spuds are going 2-1, like Aaron thinks. The next game is quite a tasty one on paper. It's Leicester versus Manchester City. City yesterday played Wolves and won 3-1. Didn't watch the game, don't know what happened. And Leicester played 18 and won.
They played Burnley.
Oh, Leicester wanting to challenge the top dogs of the league again. We'll see. This will be a great statement of intent if they go out and win this game. I don't think they will. I think Manchester City will have the edge in a quite high scoring game. It's going to be 4-2 to Manchester City.
So Man City, yes, they played well against Wolves. 3-1 is quite a high scoreline for what most people predicted from what I saw anyway. And I'm also predicting another 3-1 Man City win. I think Leicester could cause some trouble, but ultimately Man City are Man City. And I do think they will win the league. Next is West Ham versus Wolves, a battle of the Bubble Huge. West Ham lost to Arsenal, and David Moyes has COVID. So he's had a brilliant week with Zaha talking. Zaha's and David Moyes has COVID. They played today. I think they beat Hull 3-1, maybe 4-1.
I think it's 5-1.
Oh,
5-2. Something like that. It's only just happened, so
yeah.
The Nelson Semedo deal's done.
Yes, which is a good sign for them, I think.
Another Portuguese man.
I'm going with a 2-1 Wolves win. I think it's a game where they can bounce back. It's a game where they need to bounce back if they want to push for Europa League. I think they're missing Doherty a little bit because they're not pushing forward as much on that right hand side where they would have done with Doherty. But that's where Semedo was a brilliant signing. And I think he just fits straight in. Semedo and Traore can link up well, and Jimenez is a world-class striker, I think.
I think this is a very easy game for Wolves to bounce back from. I think they showed themselves in a fairly positive light against Manchester City because I think it was 2-1 and they got a goal back. And you don't expect. I know Wolves done a double over City last year, but you still don't expect Wolves to beat Manchester City.
They have a good record against the Big Six, but you can't expect them to perform or get a result.
Especially when there's so many unknowns around Manchester City because it's their first game. Where the fuck was I? West Ham having a bit of a stinker so far, aren't they? Even though their fans are probably wanked to the fact that they won this game against Hull. In terms of score prediction for this game, I think it's going to be 3-1 to Wolves. I think it's going to be a fairly easy game for them. What will be the effects of not having David Moyes in the stadium? I don't know how much. I don't know how much influence the actual manager has because I think it depends on club. But like, is it the assistants or is it the assistants that feed
it's
tactical
everything.
work?
It's training. Everything. If Spurs didn't have Jose Mourinho for 2 weeks.
No, but obviously he's still. It's not like he's not going to be in contact with them.
No.
It's just why have an assistant manager?
This game might even be called off because it was a couple of players that have it as well. And
Very
they just
true.
played Arsenal, so the Arsenal
Very
game could
true.
be
Yeah,
called
this could. It was Arsenal last time that started the whole debacle,
Yeah.
which got my game cancelled on the fucking day that I was supposed to be going to it. Never mind. That really fucking hurt my knuckle. Next we have an affair between two love childs. I don't know why I said love childs. I'm trying to find something here.
Eventually.
This and this, both of which you can watch on the channel. This game has many memories, but I'd say the better goal was scored in this one. You'll see why if you watch the video. This is a game with a lot of anger between the two clubs. I think it's fair to say. I think they're a load of incest cunts. I've not said that at all really. I keep it pretty under wraps about that. But yeah, and I think we're gonna get the dub again. I really hope I fucking pray we're gonna get the dub again because I don't want to lose to Aston Villa and Ollie Watkins. Yeah, I think we're going to win 2-1.
If you go
I think the style of football the style of football we play, it works against some opponents. I know this sounds stupid to say, but it makes sense if you think about it. Our style of play works against some clubs, but doesn't other clubs. If you like, an experienced Premier League team just goes, oh fucking this shit, I've seen this shit about 450,000 times, whereas other teams are like, oh, this is something different. And I think it's going to be one of those games where they're going to be like, oh, it's something different, and they're obviously going to remember this fateful day on the back of their scallions, even though the manager isn't in charge of that club anymore. But yeah, how's the beacon? Did you see it?
So I should.
If you say
Probably-
that we're going to lose this game, I'm going to burn Moussa Dembele.
I should probably, for the sake of that programme, which I think is a
It's not even a programme.
Oh, so for the sake of that poster from the Tottenham Liverpool game, I think I should probably go with a Fulham win or draw, because I don't want to watch them rise up in flames. But unfortunately, I've already filled up my predictions, and I can't look past. I'm going with a 2-1 Aston Villa win.
Not a friendly one.
I think 3 goals for Fulham on the weekend against Leeds doesn't.
We need the Sheffield Wednesday game as a massive confidence boost. And we played well. Let's not think that. Okay, we didn't play well against Leeds. We played. Okay, we didn't play shit in the first half.
You had stints.
We had moments where we were like, yes. And it was just a Joe Bryan 0-0 moment where he won the penalty to get us ahead, and then I got this completely wrong. To lever it up, yeah, and then 0 from where he. I mean, it was a fairly soft penalty, but it was a penalty nonetheless. And then Zambo run the shot in the second half, and we come back from 4-1 down. So we didn't play awful.
The only positive is you might have. Is it Marlon at centre back?
I don't know who he is.
Yeah, neither do I.
I honestly don't.
And Aston Villa, they've obviously signed Martinez, which I think is a great deal for a solid goalkeeper. Grealish's new deal, I just all think it bolsters Aston Villa's mentality as a club and within the players, the happiness around the players. Watkins is yet to get going. This is just a typical game for him to get going. Maybe
he'll probably want revenge. Let's be fair here.
Yeah,
his balls are gonna be tingling.
Probably lubing up Fulham for Brentford if Fulham go through in the cup. 2-1 Aston Villa. I did have a massive thing because you played in the FA Cup and you beat them with a similar team-ish for both teams. But as I said, I think just the signing of Martinez, who's a quality keeper. Aston Villa won their first game of the season. Grealish's contract extension, John McGinn's back, Tyrone Mings is down to a new deal. I just think it all brings the team up together, and Fulham not winning in the opening 2 games or getting a point or having stints where they're playing well, they're not playing well, I just think it favours Aston Villa, and that's why I've gone with the 2-1 win. And the last game is Liverpool versus Arsenal, a tasty game that happened about a month ago now, where Arsenal beat Liverpool 2-0 or 2-1 in the Community Shield. Arsenal played 2-1-2, Liverpool played 2-1-2. Liverpool played Chelsea. Got the win, but I think it was just Kepa being shit. Arsenal narrowly beat West Ham. Aubameyang signed a new deal, so obviously it improves the team mentality, all of that malarkey. Liverpool were the champions. They're probably going to want some fucking revenge because they lost to Arsenal in the Community Shield. Liverpool, I think they're a bit leaky in defence, to be honest. I think people, like Man City last year, people are seeing through their defence, and I think it could be exploited, but at the same time Liverpool's attack is unbelievable, and the signing of Thiago I think it's gone under the radar a little bit. He's a quality player. I expect goals in this game. I was as I've said, I've gone with loads of different scorelines for loads of these games. I did actually put down a 3-2 Arsenal win, but I thought, in perspective of the Community Shield win and everything, I'm now going with a bit of a fucking difference, a 5-2 Liverpool win. There's been loads of goals, no crowd I think affects the game differently. 5-2 win for Liverpool and Arsenal's first loss of the season.
A perfectly worthy a perfectly worthy opponent to lose to. I think, considering that you beat him in the Community Shield, you might not think that if you're an Arsenal fan, but I think you're also going to lose. I think you're going to lose 3-2. I think it's going to be a really, really close game. Obviously, having the two sides played, they know each other tactically.
So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video. As I was saying earlier, you know, we bring out all these predictions videos, so it will be there. And we are, if the times don't change in the Premier League, 12:30 next week we will be back on the Thursday. So yeah, subscribe to the channel. The outro song, I've already picked it. So yeah, it's probably fading in now. Been fading in for a while. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you later. Goodbye.